Stage 1 was no joke. The French riders they hit hard.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to EJ's training camp, and welcome back to Tour of Tahiti.
It's like we're fogging up already.
Tour of Tahiti Stage 2. It's a humid one today. If you didn't watch Stage 1, well, go check that out, and then come back and watch this video. But today we have the team time trial. We got myself,
Teammate Mitch, Performance Bikes guys. I don't know if you can see Jeffrey wandering around in there.
But yeah, Jeffrey's currently in the team jersey, or in the green jersey. Teammate Jeffrey's currently in the green jersey, which is freaking awesome after yesterday. We're gonna try to keep that. But today, because we didn't bring time trial bikes, we weren't able to, and all the French guys and all the French teams definitely did, we're actually gonna kind of use today as a recovery day, because our goal here is the green jersey and stage wins. So because there's no green jersey points, because we don't really have a chance, to be honest, without time trial bikes to win the stage, we are just going to take a chill, use it as a recovery day. And we're going to see what we're going to get into today, but Mitch and I are going to go walk over to a little cafe and get some breakfast. It's nice that we start a little bit later today, because yesterday we started like 6 a.m. So, welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm pretty cracked. Mitch, how you feeling?
I was so cracked after yesterday, man. That stage 1 was no joke. The French riders they hit hard, but I'm feeling a little bit more recovered. Looking forward to the time trial, because we're just gonna treat it like recovery, get some recovery in it tomorrow. Hit it hard again. Let's go.
Let's go. Did you flat yesterday?
Yeah, I got a flat. I hit this. I was looking over at EJ Classic, going, "Oh, dude, we're doing so good. Like, our boys up in the break." Then, bam, hit this like little tiny dip and got a nice puncture. But we were able to get it sealed. Performance bike team car really helped out. Got me back in the race. Had to have me finish the stage. So you got to finish the stage to stay in it. And it was a brutal death ride, but we got it done. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, let's go get some coffee, some breakfast. You. Just like that, we're off to the team time trial today. I'll pop the route up on the screen right here for you guys, though, just so you can see what we're doing. How far is it? It's like
probably around 30K.
Estimation of 30K. Yesterday they said the race was 130K, but it felt a lot longer. I think my Garmin, when I looked down, said like 144 or something to finish. So those last 14K were definitely definitely hell, to say the least. But yeah, headed over there. Excited for today, because it's just gonna be chill, just hang out, enjoy the views, and yeah, let's get it. Okay, warm-up is done. I'm actually feeling pretty okay, so I think we're just gonna kind of go like medium pace, keep the legs shaked out, see how we go. Ready to roll. It's gonna be fun. We got the follow cam. They're gonna get some sick pictures. Oh, keep it easy. We're doing it. We'll see you guys on the GoPro. 1 minute. And just like that, we were off at, well, my first ever team time trial and Mitch's first ever team time trial. Very, very cool. I wish they had more of these in the U.S. to do. I wish they had more stage races like this in the U.S. to do as a whole. It was honestly so much fun, but as you can already tell, my lines are a little bit sloppy, kind of mess some things up. Let's not worry about that. There's probably a lot that I can tighten up on this time trial. So feel free to give me tips down in the comments. I will not complain, because you guys were talking in the comments in the last video about my elbows being flared, which was something I already talked to race director Mark, who is, you know, the captain of the Velo Kings, about, and to the performance guys about as well. So definitely tweaked some things on my fit when I got home, and started to focus more on keeping my elbows in, because like you guys said in the comments, it is definitely not aero. So yeah, unfortunately, you know, this team time trial, though, my elbows were definitely flared out, because it was a position that I was comfortable in. But all that aside, this is a 17.5 mile time trial, roughly 28 kilometers, and it was rolling. I mean, we had 259 feet of elevation gain, so these rollers were very, very small, but there were some rollers, like you can see now, and we were on the coast, so it was pretty damn windy, to say the least. But Yes, all that aside, now the plan going into this, like we talked about earlier in the vlog, was to take this chill, a little bit of a recovery day, but I don't know if you can tell from how fast we're already going. That plan kind of went out the window about 30 minutes before the start, which you'll hear a lot in the confessionals at the end of this video. But yeah, the new plan kind of came into fruition that because Jeffrey was in third, if we could keep him third in the GC, it would give more ability for Mitch and I to be up in the breaks in the next coming days to try to get stage wins, because we wouldn't be marked like Jeffrey would be marked. So it was something that the team kind of agreed to go hard, and Jeff was beyond stoked to, try to keep third in the GC. So I was happy to do it, because if I put in the work in now in this team time trial, it would give me, like we said, more of a ability to get up the road in the later coming stages. Now, if you guys follow me on Strava and Instagram, there's definitely a plot twist coming in this story of Tahiti. So stay tuned for that. But also, the moto just stopped right here. I don't really know why they were filming. They were filming live for the local news, but that completely. I thought that was just kind of funny, to be honest, and just a little bit bizarre. And I was kind of hoping they'd motor pace us back up to speed, but we really didn't lose that much speed. And I don't really think it made that much of a difference in time. But yeah, the new plan, like I just stated, was to send this pretty hard. Now, we still knew that we didn't really have a chance to win, because like I said many times before, and at the beginning of this video, and to preface this, the French teams are incredibly strong, and all of them brought time trial bikes like we had thought. And to make that combination, it's just, I don't mean to be a downer, but it was just pretty much impossible, right? There was nothing that we could do. There's just no way to get that aero on our road bikes, and them being strong on top of that basically means that we stood no chance. Also, that was a terrible rotation by me. Sorry, okay. I kind of forgot our fifth teammate, who you're going to meet later in this video, Ben, was on the back, and he wasn't allowed to pull or anything because he was our fifth teammate. It's a whole story. You'll learn about in the confessionals, okay? So bear with me here. But yeah, our goal was to get to halfway with our four teammates, including myself, Jeffrey, Ryan, and Mitch. And then at the halfway point, we would dump Ryan off, and then myself, Mitch, and Jeffrey would send it back, and then I'd lead out the last K. And that's pretty much exactly how it went. We just hit the turnaround point, which means we were halfway. Ryan got us back up to speed after the turnaround, and then pulled the plug. And now it's just up to myself, Mitch, and Jeffrey to bring it home. Also, Mitch is so aero. I freaking love it. Oh, you just saw when the other teams passed with all the time trial bikes. That was the Tahiti team. Shout out you guys. You guys were awesome if you're watching this. But yeah, we put in a hard effort. Not really too much else happened. We came down to the last kilometer, and I just basically dumped a sprint as hard as I could for the last kilometer. And then we cruised into the line, and the time stops when the third person passes. So we just had to get all of us through the line. And honestly, I am beyond stoked with how we did. I think we ended up 6th overall, the 6th team out of, I think there's 14 teams at this point. But I will preface that 6th and 2nd place, there was a difference of 34 seconds. So come on, guys, that's not too bad. All the teams ahead of us were all on TT bikes, so I'll take it, right? That's not bad. And we were able to hold Jeffrey in 3rd in the GC because that time gap wasn't that big. So it all pretty much went according to the new plan. So definitely something to be stoked about.
I can't hear nothing because the wind.
I didn't want to.
We went a little bit harder than we should have, honestly. I think we got wrapped up in it, but see how we did. It was pretty fun. Felt pretty good. I'll pop average power and all that on the screen. I think I averaged 330, so with rotations, I think we were pulling at 450, 460. But it made me so angry. Jeffrey, come here. You can talk about this. It's one of those things where I'm up on the front doing 450, but since I'm so freaking tall and wide, I hear Jeffrey coasting in my draft. He's just so small and just gets tucked right there.
Dude, because it's if I'm on the front, I'm working hard and pulling through 450 or so, but when I'm in the draft, I'm pretty much doing nothing.
I'm
you
so
just get
jealous.
Sucked into that draft and can just cruise.
Do you have a good draft?
Oh yeah, big ass draft.
Oh, dude. That was awesome,
stare
though.
at that nice juicy butt the whole time.
We'll see. Maybe, I think, hoping top 5 or something. Again, we didn't have TT bikes, so we're at a big disadvantage, but might as well send it. Felt good, still feel good, so it's fun. We'll see.
So as you can see, we've made it out to the beach, kind of chill today. I think we're gonna enjoy the beach for a little bit, then we're gonna do some confessionals, kind of have everyone talk about how they feel for the first 2 stages. Probably wrap up the video from today. Tomorrow is a climbing stage, so I don't know, I'm gonna just do the best to hang on. We'll talk more about that in my confessional, but I think Mitch has a good chance tomorrow, so it'll be fun to see. But yeah, for now we're gonna go out there, enjoy the beach. Everyone's just having fun, having a good time. Let the water, salt water, recover the legs a little bit, you know. So yeah, let's get it.
White boy's gotta lather up.
Also, you guys might have seen in some of the videos already, but we got to introduce our 5th teammate. Go ahead and say your name.
Hey, I'm Bina.
Straight from New Zealand. He actually, so the race organization reached out to us and asked if we wanted to have a guest rider, which was him. He's been super cool. He pulled me back into the move yesterday, which was super awesome. And on the time trial today, though, he had to sit on the back and just rotate. It was kind of like weird organizational rule because there's, you know, teams of 4, so he's our 5th, so he wasn't allowed to do any work. But it's been awesome to have him, so if you guys see him in some of the videos, that's what's going on. He's just been hanging out with us, been an absolute G. How'd you feel today?
Man, it was crazy trying to hold on to these guys' wheels. It's so strong. And because it was only 3 that had to cross the line, I was like, man, screw this. I pulled out halfway and just spun it home. Yeah, just stoked to be here.
It's been good to have you.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Of course. But yeah, right now we're gonna actually, all of us are gonna sit down just with a camera and do a little confessional about stage 1. Stage 2, just kind of how we're feeling overall. So yeah, we'll meet you over there for confessionals. Let's do it.
Yeah, so stage 1, stage 2 in the books. Had a long first day, like 134K. Didn't play out exactly how we wanted it to. We had the plan of like, we need to make sure we're in every move, make sure that we don't have to chase, and sure enough, we tried to lead it out for the first sprint. The sprint ended up being 5K farther in the race than we expected, which meant we burned a couple guys and then got kind of caught out. An attack went immediately after the sprint. We covered that, and then the counter move to it went, and none of us were fresh enough to actually be in the move. Put us kind of on the back foot, but we did rally together and were able to chase it back. And then I ended up off the front in a move of 3 for the remainder of the day. Final 70K. So not quite how hard I wanted to work yesterday, but you know, that's kind of how it works. You get in the move and gotta stick it. Team TT today, we originally were like, oh, we're gonna use it as recovery day, just gonna easy roll it. Got to the start and it's like talking, like, you know, we're 3rd GC, do we wanna like keep going well? Do we wanna go for yellow? How do we wanna play it? And, you know, kinda decided to roll it hard and ripped it pretty much. Actually, placing hasn't come out yet, but did not lose 2 minutes because closest guys down on GC were 2 minutes and I'm still 3rd GC, so held that well. And I think now plans kind of change. We gotta talk it over, figure out the direction from here. Still sitting 2nd in the green jersey. Want to try and keep that going, but also at the same time, with good GC placement, maybe try and keep that going as well. So lots of racing to come and see how it works out.
Feeling cool, like I love the team. Everyone's been super nice and like really looked after me, so I feel real comfortable with everyone, which is sick. In terms of the racing, I'll be honest, I haven't done much racing. I had done 2 big races in like the month leading up to this, and that's been pretty much it, apart from when I was young. So it's been like a little bit of a shock to the system racing with like these super fast guys, but I've just been like trying my best and it's gone all good. Actually feeling surprisingly good. I made the effort today to pull out pretty early on the team time trial, just so I could best serve the boys tomorrow. Stoked to be here in Tahiti.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, it's been going good. I've been training hard for this race week for like almost 2 months. After stage 1, I was very taken aback by how difficult the competition was in respect to like NorCal racing. There's these French guys in these French teams, and they're very intimidating with their je ne sais quoi and all this stuff. And there's like a Masters French racer he's like the Mark Tucker of France, and he's like the ringleader of the French guys, and he has the Masters jersey, and they're dominating, so they're definitely a little intimidating. Trying not to let that go to my head. Yeah, stage 1 was going really good for me until I got a flat, and it took a while to get it right, and then I sort of dropped off the back. But in the TT today, now going on to stage 2, I think we did really good in the TT, despite not having TT bikes. I still think we pushed incredibly hard, and if we had TT bikes, I think we would have had a genuine chance of winning it. You know, the French people don't scare me; they don't intimidate me. So we're gonna go in tomorrow and hopefully kick some French butt. Let's go!
Stage 2 is today. The team's working together really well. I gotta say, like, stage 1, I was super proud of the team and how we rode. We agreed at the start that we were not gonna miss the breakaway, and then we missed the breakaway. But, you know, I wouldn't say it was to any fault of our own. One of the things to like be aware of here in Tahiti is the information you're provided is, you know, plus or minus 10%. So we got to the front nice and early, just excited, wanted to lead it out for the first sprint point, and we thought, you know, that really set a good tone. We were going for green jersey, and whole team lined up at the front like around 12K, thinking there was a sprint point at 13K, and as it turned out, the sprint point ended up being at like 19K, so we sat on the front for like, Mitch and I rotated for like 5K, just grueling on ourselves, and even then we still had to like drop EJ and Jeff off like way too early, like a K out, and they had to surf it, and got kind of mediocre results in the sprint, and then a big old counterattack win, of course. And after all that, it ended up being like a group of 12 rolled clear. We weren't in it, and we actually got organized. All 4 of us at one point or another got to the front and brought down a minute gap. The 4 of us chasing a group of 12 that had every team in it. It worked out really, really well. Like, all things considered, I think, I don't want to say we salvaged today because we did better than salvage, but you know, like, considering what we didn't want to happen happened, the team rode amazing yesterday. And then coming into today, you know, Jeff made the breakaway yesterday. He got second on the green jersey points. He got third in GC. He got third on the stage. It was like, cool, we can stick to plan and we can be all about the green jersey. And kind of had a few discussions around that. Had discussions before we came here focused on that. Had discussions last night about it. Had discussions in the airport about it. And then about 20 minutes started the team time trial, Jeff kind of changed his mind and said, like, we came all this way, we should go for the yellow jersey. So, like, you know, I felt a little bad because I was planning to just kind of soft pedal that time trial, and I didn't really eat much breakfast and didn't really warm up or prepare, and just felt like I held the team back a little bit today. So I was kind of bummed on myself just because I want to be hopeful. I think the guys still got a great result, but you know, yeah, we're having to adapt, and yeah, I mean, it's all going to be good. My biggest nervousness at this point, between me and all you watching, is more that we just get too split of a focus of like Jeff trying to get a green jersey and a yellow jersey, and Mitch looking for the climbing polka dot jersey, and EJ trying to get stages, and it's just going to be really confusing and challenging for a little team of 4 to support that. Outside of that, I think we're driving good. Everybody looks super fit. Yeah, I mean, we're playing in the ocean. You can't beat that, right? So, yeah.
We're doing good. Vibes are good. Everyone's getting along really well. Stage 1 went really well. Like, we got Jeff up the road in the breaks and third overall, second in green. So that was kind of the goal day 1, was to get someone up there, represented, covered well after Monday's stage, and then a lot of talk of easy pedaling today at stage 2. Take it easy, lose some time on GC to get some freedom to go up the road. And then we get about maybe 30 minutes before the stage starts, and everyone's getting a little antsy, getting excited, like, man, we gotta smash this. We're out here, we have to do it. And I got real nervous then. I'm like, oh no, it's happening. All week we're talking about don't get sucked into the GC race, but they got sucked right in. They went full gas today. Ryan got dropped about halfway. We drove by and he couldn't even talk to us. He was throwing up on himself. But they seemed decently okay after the stage, not too tired. So we'll see how they recover the next few hours into tomorrow morning. See how they do tomorrow morning to really see.
Okay, I'm bringing up the rear of the confessionals. I'll keep it nice, short, and sweet with y'all. Day 1 was the hardest race I've ever done. Like, that was savage. It was pretty tough, and I kind of underestimated some of the people here, to be honest. Like, one of the kids here that I think got 6th day 1 got 2nd in the U23 Paris-Roubaix, and I think that legitimizes some of the people that are here a little bit. Like, that's a pretty decent race, you know. And some of the other French guys here, they just came off some like actually categorized UCI races. So not making any excuses, but I'm just saying that the competition was a little bit steeper than I anticipated, which definitely made it hard, but also made it a little bit more fun in a way that, you know, kind of, you were like, wow, like you're swinging with some big dogs out here, and it feels good. But then today was kind of an interesting day. I the whole time wanted to actually go pretty hard. in the TTT. Even though we didn't have time trial bikes or anything like that, I wanted to go out there and smash. Like, I still feel pretty good. And I kind of wanted to keep Jeff on the top steps in the GC so that he gets marked, so that gives Mitch and I more of an opportunity to get up the road. If we get up the road, they'll kind of let it fly because we're not in the GC contending, so it gives us more of a chance for a stage win. So honestly, I'm pretty happy with all the results from today. We don't really know what we actually, that is a huge hornet, but we don't actually know what our time was or what our result was, so we'll see tonight, check in. But yeah, honestly, I'm just having so much fun. These guys are a blast. Like, it feels like a new family. Fun to have Alyssa here, and I really love our new teammate Bennett. He's so cool, just fits right in. But with that, guys, thank you so much for being here. Hope these confessionals were a nice little addition to this kind of shorter. I felt like this video is gonna be a little bit shorter, so I put the confessionals in here. So hope you guys enjoyed that. And with that, we'll see you tomorrow for stage 3 at Climbing Stage. It's gonna be a fun one. Let's get it. Peace.